What's going on everyone, my name's Ash and welcome back to Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. So last time I ended off rather abruptly, but I had something to do. So yeah, last time we apprehended Duke Alberea in the Aurochs Fortress. Now we're here in Berehard for our stopover day. We attended 2 of our 6 bonding events. One of them was with Toa and the other was with Princess Alfin. So now we're going to finish up all these other stopover day bonding event points and see where we go from here. So yeah, first off I'll probably do Sara's here and then move on to Alisa's, then Fee's, and then probably Laura's. Probably be the right course of action. Hi there instructor, feeling a little better? Feeling just fine, thank you very much. Though I might have overdone it a bit against those guys, still, at least I was able to see you kids off like a good teacher should. Don't give me that look. Might be here resting, but you look like you should get some rest yourself. She's always dodged having to tell us about her past, but she might actually be making an exception this time. I'd like to learn about her past. Would you mind if I stayed here and rested a bit? I'd be happy to join you for a drink or something. Water, I guess. You're gonna be rolling into bars, chatting up the ladies like a pro soon the way you're going. Just take a seat there, I'll get you a little something fancier than water on me. Give me a cola. Lemonade? This hard liquor fights back. Gotta pace myself better. Don't chug 'em, cause they're too strong. I'm 3 sheets to the wind before I know it. It's better than nothing, but I'll take a good beer or cider any day. I'm struggling with this cocktail. Okay. I feel like I'll get drunk from it even though there's no alcohol in it. It's just one of the appeals of drinking. I'll make sure to teach you how to savor it once you're old enough. Same way both my superior and my friend did for me back in the day. Was that back when you were part of the Northern Jaegers? Granted, they both kicked the bucket a long time ago. This operation brought back a lot of memories, some of them bad, plenty of good ones too. Getting by back then was a real struggle. Felt like no matter what we did, nothing ever got any better. You came from North Ambria, didn't you? Seems like life there was a lot more brutal than I could ever imagine. Would you mind if I asked just when you decided to join the corps? Couldn't tell you exactly when. It felt like as soon as I knew what was going on around me, I had a gun in my hands. Not like there was much else you could do to earn a living around there. They say it was a nice place till the North Ambrian disaster struck about 20 or so years ago. I only go back once every few years now, mainly to pay my respects. It was the kind of place where death would follow you wherever you went. And I wasn't any exception to that. I've lost many people who were important to me. One day they were there, next they were gone. It wasn't until 6 years ago that Beatrix, well, Colonel Beatrix back then, saved me. After that, I cut all my ties and headed down the path to becoming a bracer. You all know the rest after that? I guess we do. I don't even know what I can say. Can't imagine leading a life like that. You won't find many heroines as tragic as me. But well, what happened at Aurochs Fort made me realise something. Turns out I hadn't completely cut my ties to that place. Crossing blades with old comrades was more painful than I expected. Maybe it's selfish of me to say, but I wish it weren't. Guess this just shows that I've still got a long way to go as an instructor. Still so much I want to teach you, so you can make it through all this, but probably wasn't cut out for the job to begin with, you know. I have to respectfully disagree with you there. We've learned a lot from you, both individually and as a class. Things that you didn't specifically try to teach us either. We learned those simply through observing your actions. Like what? Think what happened at Aurochs Fort. Your actions taught us that fighting for people and country you love can be painful at times. We saw that your willingness to cross blades with those you once knew. You showed us that it means to be truly determined. At least that's what I got out of it, and I'm certain we'll one day have to show the very same determination. That's why we'd like you to continue to teaching us from here on out. In fact, we need you to. Can't see us taking back Thors without your experience and guidance, let alone getting through to Crow. Look at you, Rean. And teachers become the student, talk about cliches. I get it though, if you're that insistent, then I'll make sure you all get the best education possible, as your instructor and as your comrade. Clink. Cheers. Your bond with instructor Sara strengthened. Okay, so now we have 3 points left. Let's go to Alisa's first. Okay, glad Duke Alvarez's arrest went as smoothly as it did. Hope Otto can find some peace. I'm sure he will. Arresting the Duke was never going to give the people of Celtic back what they lost. It was the most we could do for them. Got you and Valimar to thank for that. What, the two of you, the Duke might still be in power right now. Something wrong? Don't mind me. Got something on her mind. Got something on your mind, there's no need to keep things bottled up. I'm always here if you need someone to talk to. Typical Rean. Maybe not that typical, you're not usually this sharp. But you're right. Now you bring it up, let me ask you a favour. A favour? I do not understand the question. I request clarification. You, and not my Awakener, wish to board me? That's exactly what I want to do. Would that be possible? I don't want to use you to fight or anything like Rean does. See what it's like inside just for a little while, if that's okay. If that's not possible or something. You said they were secondary contractors, so I'm thinking it wouldn't be a problem, but maybe I had the wrong idea. It's entirely possible for secondary contractors to board me. However, only my Awakener is able to operate me as intended. There's no comprehensible reason for anyone else to desire access to my interior. They need to operate Euro. Let her inside then, as you wish. That's gonna be awkward, isn't it? Two full-size humans. You know, there's a cat, like, with Rean. Celine's normally with Rean. But on the lap, okay. I guess that was to be expected. Did you really have to pick this position? Well, I've more than sufficient room for a human and familiar to ride in comfort, and an extra human does put an unforeseen demand on available space. I'm afraid there was not much I could do under the circumstances. You're so lying. Guess I can make do for a little while. It's kind of weird sitting like this with you. I guess I am the one who asked for it. I'll live. If you're alright with it, I'm sure not going to complain. So this is what Valimar looks like on the inside. It's kind of gloomy, isn't it? There's not much point in having the front screen on when I'm not actually fighting. I have to put it up often these days, but honestly, it doesn't bother me that much. I can see outside fine when I need to. It's weird to sit here and think of all the battles you fought with Valimar when you fought those Alliance soldats against Scarlet and Vulcan. You were right where you're sitting now, even when you fought with Crow. The fights are always different, but the scenery in here doesn't change much. I'm usually so caught up in the fight that I don't really pay much attention to what it looks like inside here though. Celine and Valimar have helped me a lot, so I'm getting better at this whole thing though, bit by bit. Just not fair. We're your classmates and your friends. We're supposed to be fighting alongside each other all the way. But you and Valimar always take on the hardest battles. All we can really do is back you up. And to be honest, it's been on my mind for a while now. It bugs me to feel like we're just not doing enough. So that's what you want to see what Valimar looked like on the inside? Why couldn't I have a better understanding of what you go through and what it must be like? It feels even more isolated than I expected. Lonely even. Seeing all the things you do from the outside and seeing what it looks like on the inside, I have to wonder. Are you okay with things they are? Are you okay with putting yourself on the line over and over like this? Shouldering such a huge burden all alone, even the burden of those lives you weren't able to save. I never once felt like I was fighting those battles alone. You said it yourself, right? I've got all of you backing me up, either on the grounds or on the courageous. Sure, you're not inside Valimar with me, but I know you all have my back. That's why I can keep fighting day after day. In that sense, it's no different from our days at Thors. Don't have to worry about me, Alisa. As long as I know you're all there and that I can look forward to seeing you again after each operation, I'll fight my hardest. I'll come back home the victor. What I ask is that you keep me in your heart and lend me your aid. Just don't go anything too reckless in here. You're really important to all of us, especially to me, so. Cock blocked once again. What is it, Valimar? An normal increase in your heart rates. Maintaining optimal health is ideal. Rest and medical examination. We're fine, we're doing great. Never felt better. Cock blocked once again. After taking a moment to unfluster themselves, Rean and Alisa disembarked. And all while feeling slightly embarrassed and more than a little awkward, they made their way back to Briarheart. Level 6, so that's max. Okay. Level 6 is max. That's good to know, I guess. Thanks for letting me go inside. Kind of nice to have a rough idea what you have to go through. Teach him to be a little more considerate. Ignore me, I'm just talking crazy right now. Okay, it's okay. So level 6 is max, which gives me a guide of sorts. I want to reach 5. Fee's probably up next. We get level 6. I might do Emma instead of Laura, just to get that extra boost. Or just go straight for Laura and try and get to level 6. So probably won't be able to make level 6 with Emma. What is Almighty Blow though? Increases finishing blows power activation frequency, even more powerful than powerful strike does. So that's good to know. I think we'll go talk to Fee next.